All right, let's move on to the 5 takeaways where we're going to take a look at the game and see what things we can take away. First up is obviously going to be DEKI Masterclass.
Yeah, what a unbelievable performance from DEKI. We've been waxing lyrical about him throughout the whole throughout this whole stream, and I think he was my man of the match. He was unbelievable throughout the whole game, but the stats as well bear it out in terms of how important he was to the team. 3 out of 3 long passes completed, 93% passing accuracy, which is 28 out of 30 passes. 2 big chances created, 3 key passes during the 90 minutes, 2 out of 4 dribbles completed. Off the ball as well, completed 2 tackles, 2 shots on target during the game as well, 1 goal, 1 assist, and he's now got 5 goals and 2 assists this season. So he's really having a good season, and I thought yesterday he was my man of the match and an exceptional performance, and as well showing again he can do that central role and he can also do a very good job out wide as well. So that was a good reminder.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I thought he was brilliant, Dejan Kulusevski, head and shoulders above anyone on that pitch yesterday. And it wasn't just the goals and the assists yesterday. Throughout the whole game, if anything was going to happen, it was going to come through DEKI yesterday. First half, playing sun through on goal. Second half, getting that assist, getting that goal. And even when we went down to 10 men after that, I thought that the way he was playing that number 9 role and leading the line was just absolutely fantastic. So another top performance from Dejan Kulusevski. Let's move on to number 2, and that is potent Rishi.
Yeah, and Rishi, after a goal yesterday, really starting to get those goal contributions out this season. Obviously, it's the first time in a Spurs shirt he's scored in 2 consecutive games. Actually, it's the first time since May 2022, which he's scored in 2 consecutive games. This season now, with that goal yesterday, that's 4 goals and 3 assists season, which is 7 goal contributions. And actually, given the how many minutes he's played, he's now registering a goal contribution every 101 minutes, which is more than a goal contribution every other game. So I think he's really starting to step up, really starting to get consistent goal contributions now. And I remember saying this even before he had that surgery. He went through a little run, didn't he, against Sheffield United and against Liverpool and maybe Fulham, where he was getting a few goal contributions. But I think he's now really starting to step up in a good way for the team up front. So hopefully now we can now view him as a guy who's going to start getting regular goal contributions.
Yeah, and players that he's got more goal contributions in this season: Marcus Rashford, Alejo Garnacho, Martinelli, Luis Diaz, Gabriel Jesus. He's really pulling through for the team at the moment, and is it a surprise? Like, he has that surgery, he looks a lot more free, he's put his personal problems behind him, and we're seeing a much better Richarlison now. He looks a lot more happier on the pitch, he looks a lot more free on the pitch, and we're seeing goal contributions. So it's brilliant. It's not just the goal contributions as well, though. I feel like he's impacting the game in a really positive way. The way he drops deep into the midfield, the way he hassles and harries the centre backs. So I think it's only good things, and a lot of people maybe soon are going to have a few apologies to Richarlison.
Yeah, I think, well, at the moment, if he keeps going this way, that's for sure.
Let's move on to number 3, and that is Big Ben.
Yeah, and not you, but Ben Davies. Obviously, unbelievable performance yesterday at the back, putting in a really big defensive display where Spurs were really backs against the wall at some points, where we really had to really kind of pull it out of the bag and be very gritty. And I think Ben Davies really encapsulated that. And I thought he really led the way when we were under the cosh for a lot of that second half. During the game, 2 tackles, 7 out of 10 long passes, completed 6 clearances, which is more than anyone on the pitch. And the amount of aerial duels he won yesterday as well was astonishing, considering, Forest have a really physical forward line, and he was able to really get the better of them on a lot of occasions, and a lot of times crosses are getting swung in and he's the one getting his head on it first. Really, really strong showing from Ben Davies, and I was delighted for him, and another more evidence of him growing into the centre-back role.
Do we still need to buy a left centre-back?
No, I got Ben Davies, mate. No chance.
Absolutely brilliant. Very underrated on the ball, Ben Davies. I think ever since he stepped in for Mickey van der Ven, he's been producing for us week in, week out, from a defensive aspect, from a progressive aspect on the ball. I'm loving what I'm seeing from Ben Davies at the moment. And yesterday probably topped the lot out of all the performances since Mickey van der Ven has gone out injured. It's just going to be a bit of a shame, isn't it? Like, Mickey van der Ven comes in, we're not going to see Ben Davies anymore. It's not a shame that we're going to see Mickey van der Ven back.
I would never say it's
obviously,
a shame
but after such great performances from Ben Davies, it's going to be a shame for him to come out the team, but that's what our squad's all about.
Yeah, 100%. I'm just glad he's stepping up, and he's doing a really good job.
Next up, we're going to go and look at away comforts.
Yeah, and Spurs now, with that win, top the league for points earned away from home. Now we've earned more points than Man City, same games played away from home, which is quite astonishing to think about, considering at the start of the season where both teams were. We have 18 points from 9 games, 5 wins, 3 draws, and only 1 loss, which was the only loss we got was the one against Wolves, which we conceded 2 goals in the last minute as well. So even that game we probably shouldn't have lost. No team has scored more goals so far away from home than Tottenham this season, when 20 goals scored away from home. So we seem to be finding the right formula at the moment when we're playing away from home.
Yeah, it's really impressive, to be honest. I thought when Ange was going to come in, it'd be the home Tottenham Hotspur Stadium will be more of a fortress than us going away, but we have dropped silly points at home, to be honest. The one at Villa, the one at West Ham, the one at Chelsea, all silly points to drop, let's be honest. But when you're looking at our away form specifically, let's just get it up for a second, because I think we've had some really impressive away performances. When you look at the one at Burnley, the first one of the season, 5-2, sorry, second one of the season, well, third one of the season, actually. Bournemouth away, Brentford draw, Arsenal draw, that was really impressive. Luton away with 10 men, Crystal Palace 2-1. Obviously the Wolves game, and then Man City 3-3 at Man City was actually unbelievable, going there with full fullbacks in the back four, and now Nottingham Forest away 2-0. So, and you're looking at those away games as well. 2 of those games we've had to deal with it with 10 men.
Yeah, exactly. And we've had really tough away games as well. It's not like we've had easy away games. Played, went to the Emirates, went to the Etihad. We've gotten really credible draws. So I think we've got to be very proud of our away form so far. And as well, I know we still got to go to Anfield, St. James. We've got some really tough away games to come, but I think at the moment you've got to say there's no reason to fear these places.
Yeah, I think we don't go to those places until April. So can we actually go unbeaten until April away from home? We do have Villa, which I fear for the Villa game, to be honest, because they just look insane at home.
Yeah, at the boat, yeah.
But we don't go there until March. So maybe we can carry on this run until then, to be honest. But let's move on to the 5th and final takeaway, and that is the missing players pile up yet again.
Yeah, and again, with the more good that comes with winning and getting a clean sheet and all these things, again, we're going to have more missing players. Basuma, with his suspension, that's a 4-game suspension, and he's going away for the AFCON. So he's now going to be unavailable for at least 6 weeks, or close to 2 months, to be honest, with that suspension. Udogie has got a 5th yellow card. He's going to be out for the next game now. So he's another player on the missing list. Obviously, Johnson picked up an injury. Hopefully he's going to be okay. That's one that we are thinking we're not having concussion, so hopefully he'll be okay. But look, for all the players we've got coming into this game missing, we had that big injury list that we looked at before the game. It's just got that list has just grown even more, and that's the most frustrating thing. So hopefully it won't hurt us too bad, but it just keeps happening. The list keeps growing.
Yeah, I know, it's very frustrating, and you kind of get the feeling like you just need to manage your way throughout the next kind of end of this month and the end of January, and then by the time February comes around, you're kind of expecting that the majority of the squad will be back. Maddison will be back, Van der Ven will be back, Basuma will be back, all these kind of players, and then we can have a really kind of fast and strong end to the season, February, March, April. And yeah, I mean, I'm fully backing us to get into this top 4 this year. It's going to be between us and Villa, it looks like, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. What for the top 4? Well, you say that now, but Newcastle and Man U both dropping out of Europe.
Look, Man U, no chance.
No chance. No, I just think they're both dropping out of Europe. We can't rule them out now. I think if they're all still in Europe, I think that would be fair to say. I can't see them coping with both, but they're both now completely out of Europe. So whether that changes their fortunes, we have to wait and see. Yeah,
we will have to wait and see. But, Man U and Newcastle are probably the only teams that can compare to us in terms of injuries and stuff like that. They're missing a lot of players. But I think we're better than those 2 teams.
I agree with you. I think we're playing better football than for sure.
But that is the 5 takeaways from the game yesterday. Let us know if you have any extra takeaways. Put them in the comments section below.